Hey everyone, welcome to part 11 of this trophy and achievement guide for the original Final Fantasy VII. We've just been captured by Shinra and now Barret and Tifa are making our way downstairs to be executed, but I think we've got something to say about that. Let's start by checking out our equipment. We're just going to focus on Barret right now because Tifa's not much of a consideration here. On the weapon side, we gave him the rocket punch. We also have the dragon armlet and the ribbon accessory to protect him against all abnormal statuses. On the Materia side, you can see that we took everything off of Tifa and we basically shifted it over to Barret. So he has added cut as well as death blow. He's got the elemental and the titan materia. That's a consideration for later on. And then we also have enemy skill and long range so that we can do the same attack power from the back row. The rocket punch is a short range weapon, which is why we need that long range materia. Now we're going to head down the stairs. In this room, we just have to go around the catwalk and then start going down the other staircase. So follow where the Shinra Trooper and Tifa are going and then exit out the side. Now in the next room, we just have to go straight forward and into the next room for a scene. Is everyone here? These are the ones who brought this madness into the world. Who are these people? We will be broadcasting your miserable deaths live on national television. Scarlet, why a public execution in this day and age? With the chaos resulting from the media reports, we desperately need to rally public support. It's better that we punish somebody, anybody. You make me sick. Yeah! They'll never admit it, but everyone loves this stuff. We'll start with this girl. If you gotta do it, take me first. Camera, this way. Make sure you get this. The audience just eats up tearful goodbyes. What are you doing? This is my special gas chamber. Take your time and enjoy a slow, painful death. Stuck up girl. Well now, the show is about to begin. Emergency, emergency. Weapons approaching. Attention all military personnel. Take your positions. Oh no, it's weapon. Run! Hey, all of you. Oh, why now? How does it feel now, Scarlet? So you didn't run. I'm impressed. How do I feel right now? Yeah! Huh? Sleeping gas? Hey now. We're in a fight with the two Shinra Troopers. It's just Cait, Sith, and Barret, but we don't even have to fight them if we don't want to. We can simply run away from this fight. I'm not really sure where the guards go because they existed in the screen outside of battle, but when you escape, it doesn't really matter because the guards will still mysteriously be missing. I'm here to help. Why, ain't you part of Shinra? Let's just say I'm against capital punishment. Besides, I hate this broad. Come on, we gotta help Tifa. I'll keep watch at the entrance. Now as Barret, we're just going to run around to the door where Tifa went in, and then hit X a couple times just to try to pull on the door. It won't open! It's weapon! There's been so many attacks lately. Can we handle it? I believe so. Your orders? No need to ask. We'll give it a shot from our big cannon. Open cannon doors. Activate cannon. Target weapon. Preparations complete. The cannon, fire! Did we get him? Seems so. Weapon approaching. Speed 50 knots. It's heading right toward us. It can't be. We hit it dead on. How about the cannon? It'll take time to reload. Then use regular firepower in the meantime. Yes, sir. Open all artillery doors. Target weapon. Don't let it land. Speed 70 knots. Weapon closing in. Not good. It's attacking. Gas! Barrett, help! Hold your breath. Hold on as long as you can. Come on, I can't hold on forever. Well, they're unable to open the door. Let's go and meet up with Kate Sith at the top of the room by the entrance. The gas room's probably locked from a different room. We gotta go with a different plan. Let's get out of this room first. Tifa, I'll help you, I promise. Now let's go out the entrance and we'll see that Scarlet has locked the door behind us. No, they locked this too. Fools, now you can't save the girl. Yeah! Okay, time for plan B. Let's run to the airport. Why the airport? And leave Tifa there? Trust me, we gotta take a chance. Let's run over toward the right side of the screen, and then we're going to loop around and go down toward the bottom. From here, we just have to run straight toward the camera. And as we get closer, we're going to see that there's a reporter on the side. Let's stop and chat with them. I know you're in a hurry, but please, if I could have a word. Shut up! I'm in a hurry! Don't make so much noise! It's me, Yuffie! What are you doing here? I'll explain later. Now we gotta get to the airport. You can get into random enemy encounters. These are just some Shinra soldiers, but they're not too tough. We're just going to run away from them. There's really no point in taking time to equip Yuffie at this point because we don't need to fight anything with her. So let's exit out the left side of the screen and then continue forward. We want to interact with what looks like a treasure chest here. It's actually the control panel to the giant lift that will take us up and onto the upper level. And now we're going to run forward and then over toward the right side, toward the airship, and then eventually the screen will transition and we will get a cutscene. Yo, you sure this is the right way? It's a dead end. Uh-oh, did I make a wrong turn? You dumb cat! What are we gonna do now? They'll all be coming soon! Yo, better watch my back till the end, partner. We now have to do a specific series of button presses to get out of the chair. Start off by pressing the X button to move your legs twice. That will scoop up the key with your feet and bring it close to you. Once you've got it here, press the triangle button for your head to sit up straight. Now press triangle and X together to move your head and your legs together, and then grab the key with your mouth. After that, press triangle and circle together at the same time to use your head and left arm to unlock your arm, and then finally press circle once again for your left arm to unlock your right arm, and then you're done. Which button stops the gas? We can run around toward the top of the screen and interact with the orange button over here, and then that will shut the gas off. Now let's run around to the other side by this orange ball, and we can interact with the door. Won't open! What did you do? Hey, open it! First you locked me in this weird place, and now you're telling me to come out? Make up your mind! Let's climb down the front of this tower, and then we're going to run around toward the left side so that we can go right into the middle of this area, and then we're going to just climb down the middle part. As we go down, we'll notice that one of the Shinra soldiers is having a very bad day. But not to be outdone, Tifa takes a little bit of inspiration, and she herself will take a little dive. Luckily though, she's more nimble on her feet. She's going to land more or less safely. She'll be able to get up and then run straight away from the camera. We'll go down the middle of the large cannon all the way to the end. As we keep going into the next screen, we'll see that this big cannon is called Sister Ray. We'll just run all the way down the barrel of it. And then eventually, as you get further down, the screen will transition again and we'll get a short cut scene. Our little game of hide and seek ends here. The execution may have been unsuccessful, but your death by falling and crashing into the water below might still be pretty exciting. Stuck up to the end. Quit slapping me, you old hag! And now we just have to keep pressing the X button to go through the slap fight. Now, you should pay attention to the fact that Tifa is so strong that she could just punch Scarlet through the face and kill her, but instead she just slaps her until eventually Scarlet will yield and say, "God, I can't stand it!" Take her away! Now it's time to pay up. Calm down or I'll drop you. Yeah, ha ha ha!
Run! Run to the end of the cannon! You okay?
My cheeks hurt a bit. Forget it. What's all this about? Well, I'll catch the details later. In any case, the airship Highwind is now yours. Let's follow Barrett inside. Then go down the stairs and down the other set of stairs over toward the catwalk for a short scene.
Why didn't you tell me you could fly an airship? I thought Tifa was gone for good.
Sorry, but I had to do something to trick the enemy. Come on! Everyone is waiting! Everyone? Everyone's here? Let's run all the way to the right to get to the cockpit. Welcome to my airship, the Highwind. What's wrong? You should be more excited than that. Sid. Yeah. Not enough crew. Now let's run around the corner and talk to Red 13. Do you think we aren't strong enough without Cloud? Do you think we can't save the planet alone? Meteor is coming, and Weapon is on the rampage. At a time like this, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. No idea at all.
Get a hold of yourself, Tifa. Come on, let's think about this. No way we can get off of this train we're on.
If only Cloud was here, everything would be fine. Cloud would stand that cocky little way he did and tell us what to do. He'd say, "Everything's under control, Tifa."
Tifa, when'd you become such a wimp?
I'm sorry, Barrett. I'm so depressed. I'm surprised at myself. And Tifa, the reason why we all thought it was Cloud was because... I know. That's why I want to make sure. That's why I have to see him again. Now let's go up and talk to the pilot standing next to Sid. Whoa, Captain Sid! Tifa, sorry, but I gotta show this moron how to land the ship. Don't worry, it'll be done in a minute. Oh, and Tifa, no matter what your goal is, you've got to be prepared. Go to the operation room and get ready. Well, we'll do just that. We have to leave the cockpit area toward the left, and then we go straight across the catwalk. Once we're done here, we'll go up, and then we'll go into the operation room. There's a man on the left side. Let's go talk to him. Tifa, thank you for a job well done. We get to choose our party. It doesn't really matter who you choose. I'm just going to take Sid and Barrett as my 2 party members. And now let's leave and go back to the cockpit area so that we can continue on from here. Sid's done teaching the pilot, so let's go over and talk to him to get going.
Yeah! Are we going?
We're going.
Yeah, we're off!
You can aim the airship with the left stick pretty well. Holding left will go left, holding right will turn right. If you hold it up, you'll actually descend, and if you hold it down, you will ascend. Holding the X button causes you to go forward, and holding square and moving directions will cause you to move around while facing the same direction. We're going to angle ourselves over toward the western continent, and we're going to fly over Nibelheim. Now, I mentioned earlier that if with Cloud during the flashback you had jammed on the piano in Tifa's bedroom, then later on you can get an elemental materia, and this is the time when you can do that. So if you fly over there now with Tifa in control, you can run into Tifa's house, go into her room, play the piano, and you'll get a free elemental materia. I, however, did not do that, so I'm not going to show that, but I did want to point out that this is the time to do that. Now we're going to keep flying toward the west. You can actually loop around the world. If you fly all the way past the west side of the map, then you'll end up on the far east side of the map. So we'll do just that, and then we'll continue heading toward the west until we get to the Chocobo farm, because we have to do a quick shopping trip to get a special kind of greens that they sell here. So now we're going to run inside the Chocobo farm, run around, and then you'll be able to go into the big barn at the top. Let's run forward, talk to Choco Billy, and we're going to buy some greens from him. The specific greens that you want are the Mimett greens. They cost 1,500 gil. You should have more than enough gil to buy one of these at this time. And now that you're done, let's just go ahead and leave, and then exit out the right side of the screen, and then that will take you back outside. We'll run over, press X next to the airship, and then we're going to fly toward the south. We're heading toward the town of Mideel. We'll just go straight south and then a little bit toward the west, and we'll find it amidst this very large forest. You can't land in the forest, but land in the grassy area next door to it, and then run over and go into Mideel. We're going to run down the path, and then when you get down to the bottom, turn right. We'll go past the item shop, and then we're going to go up the stairs and into the building next to the woman in blue. Let's go forward, and we can interact with the door at the very back of this room, and we'll get a short scene. No good. I wonder if it's locked. Now we're inside the weapon and armor shop, and I'm just going to show you what the selections here are. We don't have to buy any of this stuff, however, if you don't want to, but it is definitely an upgrade. I wouldn't recommend buying anything for Tifa because we definitely want that power soul, and we're about to make it a whole lot stronger. But if you wanted to buy something for the other party members or some of the equipment, feel free to do that if you've got the gil. Now what we want to do is talk to the little Chocobo running around here. What is it? You're being awful friendly all of a sudden. Oh, so that's it. You want the Mimett greens, don't you? Give it some Mimett greens. Well, okay. Here, go ahead and eat. The Chocobo looks like it enjoyed eating the greens. Hee hee, how cute. I just want to tickle him. We're going to tickle behind his ears. Received materia from the Chocobo. Let's go ahead and look at that materia. It's a new type of magic materia called Contain, and this one is actually quite powerful. It contains the spells Freeze, Break, Tornado, and Flare, and it also greatly changes your stats. It lowers your strength and HP quite a bit, but it greatly boosts your magic power. Leaving the weapon shop, we'll run down the path, and then we're going to walk around this area until you hear a little noise, and then press X to stop and investigate. There's something stuck deep inside that looks like an old key. Received a beat up, useless old key. Now we're going to go back and inspect the door that we looked at inside the weapon shop. Oh yeah, shall I try that old beat up key? Use the beat up old key. Okay, this is it. This is pretty tight. Yeah. Oh no, it broke. Now I can't get it out. Is something wrong? Ooh. Huh? Oh, no. What am I gonna do? We're going to tell them the truth. I'm sorry. I forced the key and it broke. Huh? Key? You mean the one to that door? That's a good one. Of course there's no key. It's a wall. We just painted a door on it. What? It's not a real door? That's right. We drew it on there to make it feel like you could pass through it to another world. Sorry to have surprised you. It's not much of an apology, but please take this. Really? Thank you. Tifa and the others received Cursed Ring. We're hoping to pass through a door like that one into another world. I feel that you all might be able to make my dreams come true. Weird, isn't it? Let's have a look at what that new Cursed Ring accessory actually does for us. When you equip it on someone, it increases each status, but it inflicts the death sentence status effect on you, which would normally be a bad thing, but with Tifa and her power soul, it's actually amazing because that saves us from having to cast that enemy skill every time. She will begin the battle with that 60-second countdown, but there is a way that we can make it not affect us later on too. Well, now that that's done, let's run over and talk to this dog. What's the matter? Are you all alone? You got lost, didn't you? Separated from someone you love? Silly thing. I guess it's been about a week now since he washed up here on the shore. Poor pokey-headed young thing. It was really sad, but weird. He was holding this really long sword. I don't know, the whole thing feels unlucky to me, but the amazing thing was those weird blue eyes. What? Wait a minute, what did you just say? Excuse me, that person you were just talking about. Yeah, a villager found him a little ways down the coast. It was about a week ago, I think. Poor kid, he must have drifted from somewhere pretty far away. Cloud, it must be. It's Cloud. Yeah, good job, Tifa. You sure? So where is he? Is he safe? Where is he now? Yeah, up ahead here at the clinic. He's alive! Cloud! Cloud's alive! Cloud!
Yo, Tifa!
Cloud? Hey, you barged in here like Mideel was crashing down or something. I'm sorry, but I heard a friend of mine was here. A friend? Oh, that young fellow? Don't worry, he's next door, but his condition isn't good. Here? Over here. Cloud? Oh, Cloud, I'm so glad you're safe. Cloud? What's wrong, Cloud? Cloud, what happened to you? Mako poisoning, quite an advanced case. It appears this young man's been exposed to high levels of Mako energy for an extended period of time. He probably has no idea who or where he is now. Poor fellow, he can't even speak. He's literally miles away from us. Someplace far away where no one's ever been, all alone. Doctor! That's evil.
This is bad.
Cloud. Let's excuse ourselves. Listen, would you all mind waiting outside? Why? What do you want me to do? Please, Cloud, talk to me. Tell me you see me, that you can hear me. Tell me, please. I made it this far, believing in the memories we shared. This isn't happening. It's too cruel. Oh, Cloud,
So what about him? You know, Cloud.
I'll say it again. He's got Mako poisoning. I've never seen a case this bad. An immense amount of Mako-drenched knowledge was infused into his brain. It's a miracle he survived. No normal human could have.
No wonder. After falling in the life stream and being washed up here.
But remember, the light of hope can be found anywhere. If you give up hope, what will happen to him?
Hope. Hey, but honestly, man, do I really want him to come back? What did he do for the world? What could he do for us from here on out? He may be nothing more than Sephiroth's shadow.
Is something wrong?
No, nothing. Nothing at all, Doc. You okay?
Yes, I'm sorry to worry you all. There's something I want to say to you. I don't care about anything else, only Cloud. I want to be by his side. Yeah, right. Hang in there, Tifa.
Yeah, that's probably best. For Cloud and you.
I'm sorry, everyone, especially now. Don't worry, I'll stop by again.
You take care now, Tifa, and take care of Cloud.
Right.
Oh, and Tifa, I don't like asking this, but are you sure he's really your friend and not Sephiroth's shadow?
Huh? Well, that is... No, I'm sure of it.
Yeah? Okay then. Sorry for asking.
Now we gotta be heading back to the High Wind.
What are we gonna do now? What can we do? Huh? Ain't there nothing we can do? And don't go telling us to wait for Cloud to get better.
Oh, I've got some news.
Yeah? What? That you a spy?
Yeah, I've already told you I was. Both Gahaha and Kyaha are up to something. Wanna eavesdrop? Now then, we're faced with two issues. 1. Destroy Meteor. 2. Remove the barrier around North Cave and defeat Sephiroth. Any ideas?
Yeah, ha ha ha! The first problem's already solved. Meteor will soon be smashed to bits. The plan is already in motion. We are collecting huge materia from each region.
What? Huge materia is a high-density, special type of materia made through a special compression process in Mako reactors. The energy extracted from it is 330 times the strength of normal materia. Yeah! How about that? We will gather all the huge materia together and ram it into Meteor. That will cause a huge explosion, reducing Meteor literally to bits. You're going to ram Meteor? Do you think we have the technology to do it? First things first. Right now, we've got to collect huge materia from each area.
We've already collected materia from Nibelheim. All that's left are Corel and Fort Condor. I've already dispatched troops to Corel. Yeah, ha ha ha. Corel? What else can they do to Corel?
And the huge materia. You mean the huge materia, don't you? I've heard about it. When our small materia nears the larger one, there should be some reaction. I'm certain of it. That's why we're using the materia power in our fight.
Can't let Shinra get a hold of the huge materia. Besides, when Cloud gets back, I want to show him this huge materia. He's gonna be shocked.
So, what are you saying, Barrett? Even though you're always knocking him, you really want Cloud to return?
I ain't saying nothing about nothing, so just shut your face. Every group's gotta have a leader. And that's me. Or at least I wanna be, but I ain't cut out to be no leader. I never knew that till lately. That's what it is.
What's going on?
You've been chosen to be the new leader.
Pain in the butt. Forget it.
But for us to fight, we gotta have High Wind and you. We need it to save the planet. And who's running this ship? You. That's why you're our new leader. Ain't no one else can do it.
This ship's gonna save the planet, huh? Ain't that gonna be just a little tough? Oh man, stab me in the heart.
I'm a man too. Okay, I'll do it. Everyone, follow me. Alright, now here's the first job. The operation room's waiting for you. Yeah.
Let's head over to the operation room.
Yo, Sid. When you're ready, we're heading for the Corel reactor. Come on, leader man, let's hurry.
Sid? We can just ignore Yuffie. Let's go up into the operation room and talk to the same man on the left side to change our party up. When Sid's the party leader, you can't change him out, but we're just going to add Barrett and Red 13 to our party. Now let's go back to the cockpit. And we're going to go up and talk to the pilot. The pilot in training's made it all the way up to level 6, so he's getting better all the time. Eventually, he'll be a full-fledged pilot. Now we've got 2 different errands to run. The first thing that we want to do is to head over to Corel, which is going to be in the western continent. So let's start flying over toward the northwest. On your left side, you should catch a glimpse of the Corel Desert. You know, it's just north of there. Otherwise, just go over these mountain ranges. We're going to park the Highwind right down here in this valley and then head on inside of Corel. From here, we're just going to go north and then we're going to exit out the top part of the screen. We're going to backtrack our way where we came before, and this time we're going to head away from the camera across the bridge. As we do that, you may just encounter one of the bomb enemies, and it might be worthwhile to steal one of those right arms from him. As you may recall, the right arm is the item that we used on Dyne to kill him in one shot, so it's a very powerful item and it's worth your while to steal. It's a lot easier to steal this time around because we are a higher level and steal will scale with your level. Well, now that we have that, let's go on and run away from the camera until we get out the top part. And from here, we're going to keep running away from the camera, and then the screen will transition a little bit, and we'll start running toward the left to exit the screen. Once again, there are fights in this area. There's no restriction to fighting anymore because we defeated the Materia Keeper, so feel free to kill things in this area, especially these bigger groups, because they will help you get the kills you need to unlock new limit breaks along the way. So let's just keep on running toward the left. We'll stick toward the lower path here as we run around these train tracks, which look a whole lot like a roller coaster to me. And we'll get to the other side of this area, and we're going to then stop at the save point to get ready for the next section. Let's have a look at everyone's equipment. Sid has the Javelin, the Eden Coat, as well as the Ribbon accessory to protect him against all abnormal statuses, and Barrett has the Drill Arm. That is a close-range weapon, once again, just like the Rocket Punch. He also has the Dragon Armlet and the Protect Ring, which is something that we stole from Schizo's right head. If you don't have that, just give him something that would give him additional vitality. Red 13 has the Seraph Comb, the Gold Armlet, and the Ribbon accessory, so he's also immune to all status effects. Everyone's in the back row and inflicted with sadness from tranquilizers. On the Materia side, Sid has enemy skill, as well as a bunch of stuff which will give him increased magic stats. So he has Contain, as well as Comet. A couple all Materias just to keep them leveling up, and then he has the Fire Materia, as well as added effect. I gave him time, even though it's not linked anymore, we're just leveling it up. He also has Bahamut and Steel, which is very important for an upcoming fight, and another all Materia. So Sid is basically a magical character, and Barret is the opposite. He's a physical character with counter attack and Chocobo lure, as well as luck plus and the cover materia. Now cover pairs very well with counter attack because you'll block for your fellow party members and then counter attack. I also gave him added cut as well as death blow. He has the elemental materia with Titan, and then he has a restore materia so that he can cure the party members, and a long range materia so he can be in the back row and still do full power with his attacks with a short range weapon. Red 13 has Magic Plus, Shiva, Chocomog, and Neo Bahamut. I also gave him enemy skill, Ifrit, the throw materia just to give him a little bit of vitality, as well as Rama. So I gave him a lot of summon materia just to raise his magic stats up as high as possible as well. Let's go ahead and save the game real quick, and then we're going to continue on from here. We basically just wanted Sid and Red 13 to have as much magic stat as possible. Even though they have lower health, that's okay. We're able to do a lot of damage with magic attacks. We'll continue down the path until we get this cutscene here with the guards. You guys are... and we get into a fight. These guys are really easy. All it takes is to hit them with one Aqua Lung attack. So both of our characters, Sid and Red 13, have high magic stats now. They can do a ton of damage with Aqua Lungs, and Barret is set up to do a death blow and an added cut to provide a little bit of defensive support and physical attacks. So after that fight's done with just that one Aqua Lung, we'll get this scene. Guess we're safe for now. Oh,
Dang!
looks like they're taking off with the huge materia in that train.
No, you boneheads!
Did the Shinra beat us? Hey, do you know who I am? I'm Sid, that's who I am. Now just let me handle it. Hey, 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 hey!
How can they even drive this?
Don't ask me, I don't know.
What?
Don't worry, I can handle this. 2 levers, one on the right and one on the left. I see. Just alternate the 2 levers up and down, right? Judging from the enemy speed, I'd say it'll take about 10 minutes. We're gonna fly. Hold on tight. All you have to do is press the up directional button and triangle back and forth, alternating between them as quickly as you can. The faster you do it, the faster you'll catch up to the other train. If you do it too slowly, the train will actually start to get away from you. So you do have to try to keep up and do it as fast as you can. I've done this in as few as 6 seconds. This one took me a whole lot longer. I don't know, it just felt like it was eating my inputs or something along the way. So even if it takes you a good 30 or 40 seconds to catch up to the other train, it doesn't really matter, because eventually you're going to jump across onto the other train. Now, every train car along here has a different fight, so as soon as we take a step forward, we get into this fight. This is a gas ductor. He's got 3,000 HP. He does a physical attack as well as a more brutal attack called Smog Alert, which can not only poison you, but also silence you. That's very bad for our magic users, and this is exactly why I gave both Sid and Red 13 the ribbon accessory, so that they won't be affected anymore. I'm just going to hit them with a couple Aqua Lungs, and then I'm going to have Barret use his Death Blow, followed up by that added cut, and that together should be enough to take him out. Now we've got a 10-minute timer that's counting down this entire time, even while we're in menus, and I would recommend popping into the menu quickly after every fight just to have Barret cure everyone, keeping them all at full health. Now let's go over, jump onto the next train, and we'll get into a fight with 2 of those gas ductors. So we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to hit them with a couple aqua lungs, and then we're going to have Barret use his death blow and added cut, and that should be enough to finish them off. Now death blow does not have the best accuracy, so it might miss. Luckily I hit them. If you really need to, hit them with another aqua lung. It's going to be totally fine just to take them out. You want to keep going quickly through this and not waste a whole lot of time. But we will end this section with a few minutes to spare, so it's not the worst thing in the world if it doesn't go as smoothly as what you're seeing these fights go for me. I also wanted to point out that Barret starts the fight with both Barrier and Magic Barrier. That's that Protect Ring that I gave him, and it works really well with the Cover Materia and Counterattack so that Barret will block for other party members, take less damage himself, and counterattack. It makes things go pretty nicely for us. We'll take a moment once again after defeating those 2 gas ductors to refill everyone's health thanks to Barret, and now we're going to hop over to the next train and get into another fight with a different type of enemy this time. This one is called Wolfmeister. This guy has 10,000 HP, and what we want to do is to hit him with 3 lasers. The first one is going to do 5,000 damage to him, dropping him to half of his total health. And then the second one will do 2,500 damage, and the third one will do 1,250. So then he'll just have 1,250 HP, which is pretty easy for us to clean up with an aqua lung. But at this point, you might be getting a little bit low on your MP, so I would recommend pausing for just a moment after doing those 3 lasers and use a magic hammer just to refill some of your health. Now this guy does have the enemy skill called Big Guard. However, he cannot give it to us. We cannot manipulate him. We also can't confuse him, so he'll just cast it on himself. There's no way for us to get it from him for our other party members. But that's okay though. I refilled my health with that magic hammer, and now I can just finish him off. If you use something like Aqua Lung, you'll do a lot of damage to him, but that magic barrier from Big Guard does stop us from killing him outright. We can just follow that up with another magic attack or some physical attacks, and he's going to be gone pretty quickly. So a pretty quick fight overall, especially given how much health he had to begin with. We got 10,000 experience for that fight, which is enough for all 3 party members to gain 2 complete levels. So that's pretty good. We went from a level 28 to 30 with Sid, from 26 to 28 with Barret, and from 25 to 27 with Red 13. Now we're going to refill everyone's health once again. We only have one more kind of tricky fight to deal with, but it's not that bad. So when you're ready, hop on over to the next train car and you'll get into a fight with this guy. His name is Eagle Gun. He has a very impressive 17,000 HP. Thankfully, this guy is susceptible to the laser enemy skill, so we can hit him with that to take off huge chunks of his health, and in just a couple casts of laser, he'll be down into range where we can finish him off with just 1 attack. Now, unlike the other enemies that we fought here, this guy takes no damage whatsoever from water-based attacks, so don't use Aqua Lung on him. Instead, you'll want to use Trine because that does lightning-based damage, and this guy is weak to that and will take bonus damage from lightning attacks. Make sure you steal the Warrior Bangle from him because this is the only place in the entire game where you can get that armor piece, so make sure you grab it before you continue on. Then once you get him all the way down into low health, go ahead and hit him with that Trine enemy skill, and he's going to be gone. Just to give you a little frame of reference here, you saw that when we beat the Wolfmeister, we got the 2 levels, and we got up to right around level 30, just shy of that. This guy is level 46, so we're definitely behind in levels for this point in the game, but with the right strategies, you can take out enemies even if they're a much higher level than you. My personal preference is to use my brain to tactically defeat enemies instead of just spending a couple hours grinding a high level and then brute forcing my way through it. Both work, and it doesn't really matter which way you choose. I just like to do it this way because I think it adds a different dimension to the game. Now let's run forward to the next area and get the final scene. What the? You guys? Alright, hand over the huge materia. Shh. Whoa! So here we're put into a fight against this enemy. His name is Attack Squad. He is exactly the same as the enemy that we fought before we got aboard the train over by the Corel reactor. So once again, just 1 Aqua Lung will take him out. And you'll see that we're ending this battle with just over 4 minutes to spare. That's way more than what we need. So even though we're a low level, we're still able to get through this pretty quickly. You got guts coming after me. I'll never forget you.
No time for that now.
We got it going, but how do we stop it? I know already. Just shut up and sit tight. If we keep this up, we'll crash right into North Corel. Let's see. If we use the levers alternately to accelerate, it should stop if we move the levers up or down simultaneously. So now we just have to hit up and triangle at the same time, and then that will cause the next little bit to play out.
Hey, it's not working.
We're gaining speed. The other way. Just watch. Now we have to hit down and X at the same time.
Hey, hey, hey!
Whoa! We're now going to press up and triangle again at the same time so that we do the third simultaneous action, and then that will actually bring the train to a stop just before disaster strikes. Received key item, huge materia. Now we're going to run down and then over toward the left for a little scene. Aren't you the ones that stopped the Shinra train? The Shinra was just about to destroy our lives again. It might be full of junk, but this is the only home we got, Barrett.
Of course. We're all born and raised in the coal mines. No matter how tough it gets, our hearts burn bright red like coal.
Forget Meteor. We're coal miners, aren't we? We'll dig a deep tunnel and hide from the meteor. That's it. Hey kid, how about giving something to these guys fighting the Shinra? I got it out of the well. Isn't it an amazing rock? Received Ultima Materia. Must have been a horrific battle. You have scars all over your body. I already talked to the inn's owner. Today you can rest for free. If you successfully stop the train, you get that Ultima Materia for free. If you reach the other train but fail to stop it, you'll have to pay 50,000 gil to get the materia. And if you don't reach the other train at all and you fail to stop it, then you'll never be able to get the Ultima Materia. So now let's go ahead and leave this house. We're going to head down this ramp and go into the house on our left. Once we're in here, we're going to go talk to the woman in the back. Is Meteor really going to crash down on us? I'm still too young. I'll never remarry. This memento is all I have left of my husband. I'll give it to you if you'll please stop Meteor. Received Catastrophe. This is an item that we can use on Barrett that works just like Great Gospel. Once we get all of Barrett's limit breaks, then we'll be able to teach him Catastrophe, which is his final limit break. Alright, next up we're going to head outside of Corel, board the airship, and then we're going to head on over toward Fort Condor. To do that, we have to head over toward the eastern continent. We're going to go right past Junon, and then keep flying over toward the east, and eventually you'll see Fort Condor. You'll have to land in the grassy area as you can't land in the more rocky terrain. Then we're just going to run over and into Fort Condor. We need to run all the way up to the very top of this area to engage in a fight. We don't need to rest here because we got the free rest in Corel just a moment ago. So let's go all the way up to the top so that we can take part in one more battle here. We already did one fight, but we had to do one more in order to get a very special reward here. So once we get all the way up to the top, we're going to run up to the final ladder, climb up it, and then go up the stairs so that we can talk to the man standing and looking out the window. The situation has changed. Looks like the enemy is set to attack. If we lose here, it's over. Our lives are in your hands. We're counting on you. Ready? Okay, ready. This is the deciding battle. The enemy numbers more than ever before. Just like the last time we did this, we're not going to set any units or spend any gil trying to defend this, so we're just going to hit R1 a couple times to raise the speed up, and then wait 2 minutes so that the enemy can get all the way up to the top, and there will be an enemy invasion that we have to fend off with our own characters. My god, they're attacking! We're counting on you! The enemy that we fight here is Commander Grandhorn. He's pretty similar to when we fought him before, he's just a higher level and has better stats. He's level 37 at this point and has 8,000 HP. That's pretty low compared to what we were just fighting before. So what we're going to do is hit him with any limit breaks that you might have carried over from the cold train outside of Mount Corel. And we're also going to hit him with a couple magic breaths. That's probably the most efficient way just to take him out really easily. He only has 3 attacks. He can run over and punch us. He can use poison breath, which is exactly what he did to Barrett there. And he can also do something called grand attack, which is basically just casting a quake spell on everyone. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage. So this guy's actual damage output is very low and you don't have to worry about it too much whatsoever. So let's just finish him off with a couple more magic breaths and Barrett can do some physical attacks and then the fight will be over. I'll let it play out and I'll see you at the end when he uses his grand attack as a finishing move. Here comes that final attack called Grand Attack. It's just casting that Quake spell. It does very little damage to everyone and half damage to Barrett because he's got that Elemental and Earth Materia paired on his armor. So now we'll get our reward. We get 800 experience, 80 AP. We also gained Lunatic High from Red 13 because we've used enough of his limit breaks. We also got the Imperial Guard, which is a guaranteed drop from that fight. Yes, we did it! That was wonderful, thank you! I doubt Shinra will attack now. That light just now. The Condor. The egg. What? Would you go outside and see what it was? So let's do that. We'll run outside and then go over and we'll see that there's a red materia on the ground. We'll walk over, pick it up to get the Phoenix materia, and then the little birdie will fly away. Well, now that the Condor is gone, let's go ahead and go back downstairs. Gone. Be sure and report to my father, too. Well, let's do that. We'll go downstairs and then find the man who is sitting at the table, and we'll go have a short conversation with him. Everyone, thanks. I really mean it, thanks. Although there isn't anything we can give you, we'll make sure you can stop in and stay anytime, so be sure to drop by. Yes, and there's one thing I forgot to tell you. Received key item huge materia. Huh? What's this? Man, it's huge materia! The truth is, this is the materia inside the reactor. What did we fight for? We weren't protecting the reactor, we were protecting the Condor. When that reactor was built, they forced us to help. That's how we knew what was inside the reactor. I knew this day would come, so after the Shinra left, I sneaked in and took the materia. I didn't mean to fool you, but I guess that's how it ended up. I'm really sorry. Just forget about it. Anyway, we're still alive. I see. If you put it that way, we're really grateful. So, the last huge materia that Shinra's after is in the underwater reactor in Junon.
We gotta get there first and beat him no matter what.
But you know, Shinra's probably on high alert since we always mess with him. How about we take a break and go see that little fella for a bit?
You must mean Cloud.
Yeah, I'm worried about Tifa. She may have collapsed taking care of the guy. How about checking in on him? Down to Mideel. The man said that we could rest here for free as often as we wanted to, so let's take him up on that offer and rest here before heading back outside. And as we head out, I'll do the outro for this episode. So that's going to do it for part 11. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like button and also comment down below. Those things really help me out. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date with the rest of this series as well. I'll see you soon for part 12. Until then, thanks for watching and have a good day.